I never thought a simple evening could shatter the world I thought I knew. The air in our living room felt heavier than usual, the kind of tension that creeps up slowly until it's suffocating. I had just come back from work, expecting the usual warmth, a smile, maybe a light conversation about our day. Instead, Emily was perched on the couch, phone in hand, scrolling with that familiar casual indifference. I smiled nervously, trying to shake off the day's stress. "Hey, how was your day?" I asked, keeping my tone light, but there was a flicker of unease in her eyes, or maybe it was mine. She didn't look up immediately, just kept scrolling, fingers moving rhythmically. Then she finally glanced at me, and that half-smile, the one that used to make me feel like everything was okay, didn't reach her eyes anymore. "It was fine," she said, shrugging. Then she paused, leaned back, and in a tone that was almost playful, almost teasing, she said, "Oh, by the way, don't be dramatic, it's just innocent flirting." My stomach dropped. Before I could process, she handed me a folded piece of paper. I opened it slowly, heart pounding. It was a number. A man's number. My mind screamed. My thoughts collided, trying to find some rational explanation. Innocent. Flirting? I stared at her, searching for the part of her that might still be mine, still aligned with the person I married. But there was only this detached amusement, a casual disregard that felt like a blade against my chest. "Emily, what is this?" I asked, voice shaking slightly, not from anger, not yet, but from disbelief. She leaned over, brushing a strand of hair from her face, and repeated, "It's harmless. Don't make it bigger than it is." The words sounded soft, almost sweet, but they cut sharper than anything I'd ever felt. I sat down slowly, trying to steady my breathing, my mind racing. Was this a test? Was this some twisted joke? Or had the person I loved for years just changed? I couldn't move, couldn't speak. My hands rested on my knees, trembling slightly, while Emily casually leaned back, scrolling again as if nothing monumental had just happened. My mind kept replaying the moment, the number in her hand, the shrug, that chilling casualness in her voice. Innocent flirting. How could she say that with a straight face? My chest tightened with a mix of anger and betrayal. "Emily, are you serious?" I finally managed to whisper. My voice was hoarse, the disbelief evident in every syllable. She looked up then, her expression teasing, almost mocking. "Yes. What's the big deal? It's just a harmless number. People talk, people flirt. Relax." Just like that, she dismissed me. My thoughts spiraled, trying to make sense of what I was seeing. This wasn't a small misunderstanding. This wasn't playful banter that would dissolve after a laugh. No. She handed me her flirtation in the form of a man's number, and expected me to nod, smile, and maybe even laugh along. The casualness of it, the complete lack of guilt or hesitation. It was like discovering a stranger living in our house, wearing her face. I rose from the couch, pacing the room. "Emily, don't you see how this makes me feel? How it hurts?" My hands gestured, almost desperate, as if my words could physically bridge the chasm that had suddenly appeared between us. She shook her head, dismissing my words like a teacher dismisses a trivial complaint. "You're overreacting," she said. "It's really not a big deal. Stop being so dramatic." Dramatic? That word stung more than the action itself. It wasn't drama, it was betrayal. It was the foundation of our trust cracking in real time. And she treated it like a casual inconvenience. I sat back down, feeling a dull ache spreading through my chest. I had married a woman I believed shared my values, my ideas of respect and fidelity. Yet here she was, casually offering her attention to someone else, and expecting me to pretend it didn't matter. I stared at the folded paper on the coffee table, a small, innocuous thing that suddenly carried the weight of 1,000 silent betrayals. My mind raced with questions, each more painful than the last. How long had this been going on? Was this a one-time mistake? Or was this part of a pattern? Could I even trust her again? Or was the person I married just gone? I picked up the paper again, staring at the number as if it could explain everything. Emily lounged across from me, scrolling idly, completely unaware, or uncaring, of the storm raging inside me. My hands clenched around the edge of the couch as I realized something fundamental. This wasn't just about flirting. This was about respect, trust, and the invisible contract we had signed the day we said, "I do." And that contract had just been torn apart in the most casual way imaginable. "Emily," I said, my voice steady now, though my heart was pounding. "I can't do this. I can't just sit here and pretend this is harmless. This isn't playful, it's betrayal. And I refuse to accept it." She glanced up, her expression a mix of surprise and irritation. "Betrayal? Come on, you're blowing this out of proportion." "No," I said, standing tall now, finding a resolve I didn't know I had. "This is exactly what it is. You've crossed a line, and I need to protect myself. I loved you, Emily. I trusted you. But you've made your choice clear. And I'm making mine." I walked to the bedroom, grabbed my jacket and paused at the door. "I'm leaving for tonight," I said. "We need space. We need honesty. And I need to think if this marriage still has a chance, or if it's just a series of empty promises." She didn't follow. She didn't apologize. She didn't even ask me to stay. She simply shrugged and went back to her phone, like the weight of what had just happened was irrelevant. Driving away, the city lights blurred past, but inside clarity was forming. I realized that this moment, painful, humiliating, and raw, was also a turning point. I wasn't powerless. I wasn't a passive victim of someone else's choices. This was my chance to reclaim my dignity, to demand respect, and to make decisions that honored my worth. The number she handed me wasn't just a piece of paper, it was a symbol of disregard, casual betrayal, and emotional negligence. But it also became a symbol of awakening. I knew what I deserved, and I wasn't going to settle for less. The night was heavy, yes, but I felt a spark of something I hadn't felt in a long time. Self-respect, clarity, and resolve. Emily's choices were hers, but my response, my life, my future, was mine to claim. I parked the car, took a deep breath, and for the first time that evening, I felt a strange relief. The world hadn't ended, it had just shifted. And I was ready to navigate this new reality, no longer blinded by comfort, love, or denial.